please welcome Joe Bongo.
How's it going? How are you?
Hello, Joe.
Good to be here. I brought my Bongo.
You certainly did.
Holy cow.
This is my second podcast. I was on, what do you call it? The Wompering. And I was on that one, and I forgot I didn't bring my bongos. And I said the whole time, I should have brought my bongos. And so now I got them.
Oh, so you were on Womp It Up. This is the person I know from Reina Del Rey High School. I know a couple people I know. Marissa Wampler.
That's the one. Yes,
and
from
Miss
the Stars
Whistler.
program. And, yeah, right. Exactly. The two of them have the Wompers, and they do the podcast, and I was on that. And we had a lot of fun.
Her birthday is coming up. I would imagine we'll see her real soon.
Oh, she got a birthday coming up?
Yeah, she did.
That's
yeah,
so
in August.
funny. It seems like everybody's got a birthday.
Once
You
a
know
year
what I mean?
about.
Yeah, I don't
Wouldn't
know.
it be great? Here's the thing.
Every time I turn around, it's somebody's birthday.
Joe, do you have a birthday?
I don't have a birthday. That's
You
the
don't?
interesting thing about it. No, I mean, I don't know.
Is that because you were adopted, or because you don't know the date you were
It was
born?
just never
or?
a topic of conversation, like when were you born and all that stuff.
Who
Like,
was it?
never was
Your
No, we
parents
never
never.
talked
Did
about
you
it.
know your parents?
I did. I knew my parents, but we just had other things to talk about.
So when you heard about the children at school talking
Yeah.
about their birthdays, you never thought, hey, that's something I should bring up to my parents.
I don't know. It never occurred to me. It's just, oh, you got a birthday? That's great. Hey, so he does too. You know, that's
There's
weird.
always
Joe,
way
can I answer
more-
my question? Do you have any siblings?
I don't have I got no shit. It was just me.
Only child.
Yeah.
There's way more interesting things to talk about at the dinner table.
Yeah,
you know,
I
like
think so.
politics and
Sure,
art and
or
religion.
whatever, diabetes, or you know.
Let's talk about diabetes for one second.
How often would you talk about diabetes?
Oh,
in your house?
all the time. It was a constant topic. With my parents were diabetics, and so
Your parents were diabetics?
They were both diabetics, and we talked a lot about that.
Did you ever have to, inject them with?
Oh, sure. That would. Yep. That's well. It was part of the reason I became a health teacher. I had such an interest in health. We used to talk about
How can people be healthier?
Poor venous blood circulation. We used to talk about eustachian tube restrictions. That was an issue my father had. Often got ear infections.
Oh,
Hey, punctuating with the bongos.
Always had an ear infection. My father.
oh wow.
Really?
Yeah.
What do
Chronic
you think-
depression, alcoholism. He had a lot of issues. He was always trying to get into the army. They wouldn't take him.
Always trying to get in the
Always
army.
trying to get
Up
in
to
the-
what point in his life?
He's still trying to get in the army.
Okay, so he's still alive.
86 years old. He'd like to serve.
Yeah. Well, you know
That's
that.
you know what? That's impressive.
Yeah, that is,
Yeah, good for
that's a
him.
great instinct there. To
He
want
goes.
to
What he
serve.
does? He travels all around the country, sometimes all around the world, just to army bases, and just tries to lend a hand.
Well, you can serve your country, and I guess the people of this country in other ways, other than the army or the armed forces. I would imagine you can volunteer at places that help others.
I wish I had thought of that as a thing to advise him of at some point.
That never came up.
Years. No, he's just still trying to get.
But you never had a birthday.
I never did have a birthday.
That's
I don't
really
know
sad.
why.
You never
I
got
never
you never blew out birthday candles.
No, not my
Wow.
own. Not my own.
Oh, you would blow it.
So you used to to birthday parties and blow on other people's
You know how it is
candles?
when you get impatient. They're sitting there dragging it out.
Here's what I wonder. As a health teacher, maybe you
Yes,
have.
yes.
I've been looking at people blowing on birthday cakes, and Jason, this must just gross you out, right? People blowing on candles.
Oh, what are you, a germs guy?
Yeah, no,
think
that's
of all the spit on birthday cakes.
So gross.
It's gross, isn't it?
Super
Like
gross.
what a weird. Like just here's what I suggest: put the candles on a plate or something.
Let me do it for you this way.
Yeah.
Imagine how happy everybody is to receive a piece of cake that someone just spit all over.
Yeah.
And now imagine that right before putting your food down in front of you, a waitress or a waiter at a restaurant just blew on it.
Just blew
and
it a
then
kiss.
Then put it down. Would you be like, oh, cool?
I was like, here's your plate of curly fries.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Just
she's a
blew.
stranger. I think the test for whether you should go to somebody's birthday party is, am I comfortable eating their spit?
Am I intimate with this
Am I
person?
intimate enough with this person? I'm comfortable eating
Have
their
you
spit.
been to a birthday party?
I've been to lots of birthday
Okay,
parties.
so-
How many?
Yeah. So, let's see. Okay, well, I want to go back to 19...
Yeah, let's list them off. This is good.
Would have had a birthday party. I had my aunt.
How old are you, by the way?
Right
Definitively?
now. Definitively. I really don't know.
You
That's
don't
the
know.
thing. I really have no
Well,
idea.
Do you have a
But
rough,
how many
do you have a
times-
rough
I have
guess?
no- I feel like
You sound old.
How many Julys have you encountered?
I wish
in
I'd
your
been
life?
keeping track of Julys or any of the months.
When
right?
was
I mean,
the
there's
last
other
time
months.
you were in school?
I have not. Well, I work at a school, so that's a
Okay,
hard
Okay, well,
one.
that's true.
tough. Okay.
How many,
You
how
got
many
me on that
years?
one.
You know the concept of years. 2015, 2014.
I know that there's only
What was
one
the earliest
Christmas.
one you
There's
can
one
remember?
Christmas in a year, and there's one,
There is.
and then there's a
Okay,
New
so you
Year's.
How many,
did celebrate
how many
holidays.
Aware of that.
Christmases have you encountered?
How many? I'm not keeping track of Christmases, you guys. This is a real problem.
How many presidential elections? How many presidents have you
Oh,
seen?
God. All right. Well, that's a great one. The first guy I voted for was John Anderson.
Wait, that's a write-in candidate?
That's like the 80s, right?
That would have been, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know years.
So okay. Interesting.
But
Well,
he
he's a
was,
health teacher. He's not a math guy.
Sure.
I'm
that's
not a
true.
math guy.
Yeah.
You don't
How
need
many
to know.
Olympics have you seen?
Oh, wow.
Winter
You
and
get
summer.
confused because there's certain, if it was easier, if it was a more sensible breakdown between what's a winter game and what's a summer game. Why
Okay,
are they
how many
playing
long
Why are
jumps?
they playing basketball in the summertime?
They
winter
started
sport.
doing that, in 1988, I believe.
Is that what they started with?
we're
How many
gonna-
long jumps?
And
How
the
many
dream
long
team.
jumps?
I guess we're going to have to just
I
wait.
have seen 18 long jump competitions.
Okay.
Well, okay,
That
so
one I
every
know.
4 years?
That one
18
I know.
times 4.
64 years?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Or 60?
Yeah.
I feel confident about it, but sometimes these are semifinals. I don't know.
50.
All right, but like
My math
old
is-
guy-ish.
I feel, you know what I always say, you're only as young as you feel.
Oh,
So I
okay.
feel like I'm like 16, 17 years old.
Oh.
I got a lot, you know what I mean? I have a lot of energy.
Music must keep you young.
Yes,
as well.
music keeps me young.
How long you been playing these bongos?
I've been playing the bongos. Let's see, I found a pair of bongos under the pier, and that had to be like
in Marina Del Rey?
down there in
Are
Marina
you
Del
born
Rey.
and raised?
No, I went all around the world. I followed my dad from Army Base to Army. We were Army brats.
But he wasn't in the
He
Army.
was not in the
He
Army.
just tried to help out.
We were trying to get in there.
You would move to base town.
He was
and
under
would
the
try to
impression
just-
that you could, if you got rejected at one place, you could go to another place. you know?
Okay. He didn't realize it was a national
It's
thing.
all one army.
Yeah,
Yeah. That was
So you must not have lived places for very long because he would, I'm assuming, instantly be rejected,
Yeah.
and then he would have moved for no
we'd
reason, and then you
move
got
on.
to pack up and move again.
to the next army base.
He heard the expression "you and what army" and took that literally, thinking there were several different
He
ones.
heard the expression "you and what army." Okay.
Don't try and figure it out.
I don't
You
think
know
I
what?
get it.
I'll tell you right now, Joe
Yeah.
Bongo. He's going to say a lot of stuff that you're going to need to like gloss right over.
Come
Hey,
on
that's no
now.
problem.
Otherwise, we will
look,
be ground into a nightmare.
I don't understand a lot of the things I hear, and that's all right. Hey, I got a wish for you.
Yep.
Okay.
You heard all the wish.
I did. For 1 year, everywhere you go,
Yep.
here's my wish.
Yep.
For you to wear a denim shirt and a white cotton pair of pants.
So flipping it, turning it on its head.
I did consider
Yeah.
for a while my summer
Just
outfit
like turning it
being
upside down.
white,
Upside
white
down.
jeans and a blue Oxford.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then the day
I own
after
it.
Labor Day.
I own it. I just have never
Yeah.
worn it.
White jeans are problematic, though. You get them dirty, and you got to, you know.
Oh,
I mean,
especially in the
there
amount of
shows
times I
up
shit my
anyway.
pants.
Oh, yeah. Well, then white jeans are not for you. If you were a frequent pants shitter, that would be advice. Though.
Can I ask you a question, Joe Bongo?
Yes.
You found this pair of bongos under the pier. Do you
Yes.
know who they belong to, or did you ever see a lost and found
There was a
item?
guy sleeping next to them, but I didn't necessarily know, those his or whatever. Somebody, I don't know.
Now, was your name Joe Bongo at the time? Or
I
was
know
this a
I was
stage-
not going by Joe Bongo.
Okay, so this is a nom de plume, or not a nom de plume, but a stage name of some sort.
Well, no, I say, call me Joe Bongo, because my thing is the bongos.
Does anybody call you Joe Bongo?
Everybody calls me Joe Bongo.
I certainly
Mr.
have.
B over at school or whatever. This is Joe Bongo.
But you're not
Yes.
not a music teacher. You're a health teacher.
Oh, yeah, I'm a health teacher.
Do you incorporate the bongos
I don't
into
know
your-
music in that sense, in that way of like, I know I'm aware that there are notes, and I'm under the impression that there's sheet music.
Right.
But I don't know it.
You're under the impression that
I'm under
sheet
the
music-
impression that there's sheet
When
music.
can you confirm?
Do you think
I'll
you
get
think
on
you
it
can-
immediately if that's what you guys want.
Because we could probably produce sheet music just in case that's weighing on you
What
at
I'm
all.
saying is
That
that-
can be settled.
Look, there are great questions in life that we all wish we knew the answers to, and it keeps us up at night. We can answer this one for you.
Because I've seen musicians and they got the music stand and
Yep.
there's something on there, and I don't know if they're reading a magazine.
You're seeing
or
the back of the
a book or
paper.
something. I've only seen the back of the paper.
Sure.
And I've heard the term sheet music. And I'm
Oh,
like, is
yeah.
that
You
what
ever
that
like
is? Is
tap
that a
him on
sheet
the
of music?
shoulder and say, "Hey, you mind turning around and give me a look"?
I never thought, because I don't want to go up there and interrupt your performance or anything like that.
Have you ever? Did you study the bongos? Did you have lessons at all? Are you self-taught?
Oh, I totally self-taught. I'm an autodidact on the bongos. I've totally come just completely self-taught. I mean, I picked up a few things at the drum circles down at the Huntington Beach drum circles.
So
it's the
you
cream of
would
the cream.
see and hear someone do something on the bongos, like a tip tap tap, and you
Yes.
go, "Ooh, I got to put that in
I
there."
could try that. Tip, tap, tap.
Sure.
Yeah.
What is the basic principle, the guiding principle behind behind the bongos. You hit them.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's it.
you tried to do it as many times within the beat as possible. Is that what it is?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, sure. Cramming is a lot into the beat.
Now, do you like? Are there
You just gotta
songs?
feel it. It's really a feeling. You got
What is
You
it?
got to know.
What do you do?
You
So,
gotta
like,
feel it.
let me lay down a beat and you show me the
this is gonna be
basic
great.
principles of the bongo.
By the way,
So-
I take requests. So any song requests you guys have, I can play anything on the bongos.
Oh, let's. That's great.
That would be great.
I
Sure,
love that.
That's what I do.
You're so vain.
When I do parties. You're so vain. Yeah. See, I just feel it.
Kind of like a Martin Denny tune. I don't know that
I
was
felt
your
the song, and I just, that's all.
You like. You definitely took on a different physicality when you
Yes.
play the bongos.
You hunch over and you sort of become depressed and like your eyes start to squint really, really hard.
Well, I kind of I go into a character in a way when I play bongos.
I don't know
What's that
is.
guy's name?
Jimmy Bongo, totally different guy.
Totally different.
Oh, so when you're playing the
Yeah.
bongos, you're Jimmy Bongo.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
You want-
I
We can
adopt
let
an
that-
attitude. I adopt an attitude when I'm playing
It's
the
great. It must
bongos.
be that must be great on stage. Do you ever perform live?
Oh, sure I do. I'm in a band right now. We're called Rosebush Red, and it's me and it's a bunch of the students at the high school. And I'm always
Like a rock and roll combination?
yes, it's a
or-
rock and roll combination band. Yeah, that's
Oh,
right. And I'm
okay.
the bongo guy, and I put the band together.
You put the band together.
I've been at the school now for many years. I don't know how many Christmases or Olympics it's been, but it's been a long time because a lot of the kids have come and gone.
Sure.
And-
Well, I bet some have passed away.
Probably, sure. As a matter of fact, I know. Yes, a number of them have. Yes.
Drunk driving?
You
Yeah.
know that okay, so you
don't try.
know a number of the. So you have more certainty as to student deaths than the
Yes.
existence of sheet music.
I have been alive for 33 student deaths.
It could have all been in 1 year. We don't
That
know.
could be one bus accident.
Yeah.
No, that's I don't want to talk about that. Because I'm parking lot security, and it's my job. Basically.
Oh.
It's one of the
Right.
things.
So
I do.
you're a man of many interests
I
or
pick
many
up a few extra
responsibilities.
dollars, parking lot security.
You do, really?
Sure,
So
yeah.
and that's after school, or that's like right when the final bell rings, you hustle on over there to the parking
Great
lot?
question. I'm there in the morning, and I'm there in the afternoon. Morning and afternoon.
Oh, and just like that, look at that.
At 6
Yeah.
p.m., you punch out, or
I can leave there. When do I leave? I don't even know because I don't have a watch. But I leave when it feels like
when it feels like there's nothing else going on.
there's not a lot happening in the parking lot. I can just get out of
Do
there.
you ever like do kids hang out in the parking lot? Is it
Sure.
like a scene?
Yeah.
I would imagine sometimes the moon is really high and just like, you're there till 1, 2 a.m.
Well, you know what's weird? There's different times of the year when it gets darker earlier, so you can't necessarily.
We know a lot about time.
You do.
We have watches and yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't have one.
Do you have a sundial at all? Or?
No, I don't even know what.
How
that
do you
is.
show up to work on time?
I don't really. I mean, in the sense
Just whenever it feels like you should be there.
Well, yeah, in the sense that relative to other people, you know what I mean. I don't show up
Do
necessarily.
you have like,
when they
do you live by the school and have binoculars, and when you start to see people trickle in, you go, "Oh, I got to get there."
No, that would be a great idea. I just I wake up and I do what it feels like I have to do at home, which is sometimes, eat something or whatever, put on pants. And then I go and I just and sometimes I'm there hours early, I'm there so much earlier before anybody else.
Sure.
A lot of the time I'm there, way later.
The pants thing.
And it's just-
takes a
yeah.
little longer than you thought.
Well, hey, if you don't have a clean pair of pants,
Sure, you
you got
gotta
to go down to the laundromat.
Oh, yeah.
You
You gotta
wash
putter
your pair
around
of
looking
pants.
for, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I ask you one question before we get to the band? You
Sure.
become Jimmy Bongos when you play,
Well,
and
I'm
yet
just saying,
Joe
I don't know.
Bongo is your stage name. Why didn't you just pick
not
Jimmy
like that.
Bongos?
What do you mean? What I'm saying is, there's the me that I am every day, and who teaches health class and who plays bongos a little.
That's Joe Bongo.
That's Joe
That's Joe
Bongo.
Bongo.
Okay,
But he sounds like a real square almost compared to this Jimmy Bongo.
Oh well, man, yeah, right. That's true. Because when I'm playing the bongos, I adopt an attitude. I become kind of a
Sure,
a bongo.
Jimmy Bongos wouldn't be a health teacher.
Jimmy, forget it. No way. Jimmy Bongos all day, all night is the bongos. Yeah.
And one further question: why is Jimmy Bongos pluralized and Joe Bongo is not?
That's a great question, and I don't know the answer.
Okay, all right.
That's what's great about
That's
it.
what's great. And that's what's interesting about you that I'm
Yeah.
enjoying is just
Okay.
like you have like a real lust for life. It seems like as long
Can
as
you
you've
play
got
Lust for
these-
Life? That's a real song that, yeah, that I can, yeah.
Yep, I get it.
There are certain songs you can pick out by their drums.
Yep.
Like Come Together. Can you do Come Together? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
you got a
there's
few
always,
more.
of course, Wipeout.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, I'm really tired.
Wow,
That's a hard
that was
one.
great.
You can barely play one song before getting tired.
So tired.
Yeah, it seems like you just got real tired.
I'm really winded
You
now.
laid down on the floor and pulled the microphone all the way down to you.
I should take a little nap.
Oh,
Is there
man.
time for a nap? Is there a nap time
Of
as
course.
a part of this podcast?
We usually don't do nap time in the
not as
middle.
part of the podcast?
That would just be 45 minutes of just silence, I think.
Yeah, well, you can fast forward past it.
I guess so, but that's a lot of data to be putting into people's iPhones.
That
Here
was
we go with the iPhone.
That was really satisfying.
You don't like
Did you enjoy
iPhones?
that? I'm tired of these iPhones all the time.
Oh, are you an Android
forget
guy?
it. But no, I'm not an Android guy.
No, he's not asking if you're an Android.
I'm not an Android, and I'm tired of the question.
Why is everyone asking you this all the time?
I don't know, but it comes up a lot. Are you an Android? I'm not an Android. I wrap, because you know what it is? It's part of certain times of the year I wrap my torso in tinfoil just to keep warm. And then it's like,
warm.
What's,
Does that
What
reflect
times-
the sun?
What times of year?
it's like during those times of the year that when the sun is not up as long is when it gets darker earlier.
Okay,
and
see,
it's
then
darker
I
later.
think that tinfoil. Well, I
Winter.
guess it probably would. Yeah, that is called
That's-
winter.
Yeah, Christmas is around then.
Huh?
Christmas is around then?
Sometimes I got tinfoil on my torso on Christmas Day.
Okay.
And it peeks out from behind the shirt and you get all these
Do
stupid
people think
questions.
you're a present and they try to unwrap you?
Listen, it's been a long time since I've been unwrapped. I'll tell you that right now.
Do you have a family? Do you have a partner?
No, I don't. I was married for a little while. But the problem is you cannot wear a wedding ring if you're a bongo player. So it's not possible. It's just basically not possible to be married if you
You could
play the bongos.
just take the ring off, while you're playing
Well,
bongo.
Wear
you
the
would
ring
think
around
so.
your neck, maybe, as a
Well,
symbol
but
of your
here's the
love.
issue. Here's the issue. Yes, I was married and I had a wedding ring. And then whenever I played bongos, I took off the ring. You got to.
Sure.
And then it's like, it's
Uh-oh.
open season
Then
on
you're
me.
dripping in puss. I
Yeah,
bet.
that's the problem. And it's like, girls, it's a deadly combination of let's face it, it's pretty sexy. The bongo is a sexy instrument. And you don't have a wedding ring on your finger. You're gonna get fucked.
But, Joe,
You're gonna
let
get
me
fucked.
ask you
Whoa,
this.
all right.
Primarily,
is that proper
though,
language for a health teacher?
It does sound like primarily you are playing to high school students.
Sure. Not all the time. I do go down the pier, but a lot of the time, yeah.
So that
Yes.
provides a whole other set of problems if you are an unmarried man
Well,
and you're always getting
dripping in puss.
if you're dripping in
If you're
puss,
always talking tang.
If
Well,
you're
talking
talking tang.
look, I don't know. Because as you
Like
know,
from one tang talker to another.
you want to talk tang?
Has this started to become an episode of Talking Tang? Is this the pilot?
Slowly establishing this as a backdoor pilot for Talking Tang.
I'll talk tang.
If you want to, if we're talking Tang,
Backdoor
it
pilot.
must be almost because Jimmy Bongoes is
Sure.
one of the most erotically charged people I've ever seen.
Oh,
in
no
my
doubt
life.
about it. I mean, no doubt. I'm not going to argue
Like
with that.
you, Joe
Look,
Bongo.
we have eyes in our heads. We
You,
can
Joe
see
Bongo,
Pure
normal,
sex.
total. I mean, I'm enjoying chatting with you, getting to know you. When Jimmy Bongos just played Wipeout,
Yeah.
I got turned on.
Thank you.
And if that happened to me, I can only imagine women
Yes.
listening intimately through earbuds must
Yeah.
just be like fettuccine Alfredo in their
Through
pants.
earbuds, you think? So they're listening on an iPod, or do you mean through their ear holes? Hello?
What do you mean?
You said they're listening through earbuds.
Yeah, that's what those little
You're
headphones are
talking
called.
about-
Yeah. So you're listening to recordings of him?
No, the women who are listening to this episode of Talkin' Tang right now.
Oh, okay. I see.
They just heard Jimmy Bongos just annihilate
Yeah.
and must just be dripping wet.
That's probably right.
Yeah,
We can't
I feel
prove
like
it.
we should end this episode of Talking Tang and get back to
Okay.
I don't know that his sex life is
All right.
germane to why he came on the
That's
show.
fine. Let's do plugs.
No plugs.
We're going. All right.
Let's do
I-
plugs for this episode of Talkin' Tang, I mean.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Do your plugs.
We can move on.
So you're in this band. What is it? The
Rosebush
Canuck-
Red is the name of my band, and it's made up of. I'm the only faculty member on the band. This band has been going for a long time, and it just sort of cycles through
How
other
long?
members as they graduate. I'd say it's been about 15 or 18 Christmases.
Okay. So all right, and then people will graduate and they're kicked out of the band, like Menudo.
Well, it's not that they're kicked out. I'd be more than happy. A lot of them are very talented. I'd love them to stick around, and once or twice. I shouldn't say this, but once or twice I have flunked somebody in health class just so they can stick around
Who's
for
like
another
a
year.
particularly good guitarist?
Well, if you got, you know what, it's been in both instances, it's been bassist because it's hard to find somebody who wants to play the bass.
Yep.
And get somebody who's great on the
Oh,
bass.
yeah. That rhythm
it hurts
section.
to lose
You
them.
got to lock in that rhythm
Yeah,
section.
you give them an F in the health final, and then they got to stick around and for another year.
Is scoliosis...
Wait, another year just for health class?
It's
You
happened in
think they
both
could, like-
cases. These are smart kids, and they had all A's and B pluses and whatnot. They flunked health class, and that's it, buddy. You're around for a whole other year.
It would be just like a summer, like 3 weeks.
Yeah, can't you just make it up?
I am the summer school teacher, and in those, I shouldn't be telling you any of this stuff, because in those cases, what I'll do is I'll wait right up until the beginning of summer school, and I'll say I got a hernia and I can't do it, and then they cancel the
cancel summer school?
They cancel the summer school, the health unit, and then that's it. So he's out of luck, and
you're
that's
the only
it.
person who would
Full.
know if you have a hernia or not.
Right.
Now, do
There's
you
no test.
actually... but you're faking. You don't have a hernia.
Oh, I do get hernias, but I in the
From
two
the
cases
bongos,
when
is
I-
that sort of the...
from carrying the bongos?
we're not playing them.
They're very
'Cause you got
heavy.
very tired playing them.
These look like very heavy bongos.
These are very heavy bongos, and I don't carry them well. I don't have a good carry.
No.
Is there some sort of apparatus that you could carry? There must be Bongo Player magazine that sells these kind of machinery that would make it easier.
I'm not made of money. I don't have that. I can't go.
You're just a simple health teacher.
I can't subscribe to Bongo magazine.
You're
I
working
can't buy a
paycheck to
bongo
paycheck.
bag. I'd love to buy a bongo bag.
There's a bag for bongos.
Bongo bag.
Is this sort of like Santa's sack where you have to drape it over your shoulder? I mean, it seems like it would be more
bongos
difficult.
are not that large. I bet you could carry them as in like a large backpack.
Yeah.
And then you're using your back rather than, you're
I don't got money for a backpack.
You don't have money for a... Has a student ever left one in your
I bet
class?
there's a lost and found at Marina Del Rey High School full
Yeah.
of backpacks.
Yeah, sure, but you got to get there real early to raid the lost and found. That's what they do the
It
day
sounds
after.
like you're getting there hours and
all the
hours.
time.
Sometimes, and sometimes I'm very late. It happens the day after the last day of school. There's an open season for all the faculty on the Lost and Found. You got to see this. It's like fucking Walmart on Christmas Day. People go crazy.
On Christmas Day?
That's when Walmart is the craziest.
I don't know. I would think Black Friday.
Crazy. Well, that's the secret shopping day, of course, of Walmart.
Christmas Day, secret shopping day.
Everything's free.
Everything is 90% off.
And they must have like guns and stuff that they've confiscated from students and stuff like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's
Yeah.
a gun locker, and they just open it up on the
Just
day
like
after the
anyone,
last day of school.
hey, take whatever you like.
Yeah, guns, knives, brass knuckles,
Blackjacks,
blackjacks, sure.
other weapons from the 40s and 50s,
Tear gas cannons,
Tommy gun.
a lot of gas masks.
gas masks.
Mustard
Why are they
gas.
confiscating
gas
Mustard
canisters?
gas.
Why are they confiscating gas masks? Or does it come in a set with mustard
The
gas?
assumption is that if you brought a gas mask to school, you know you're going to need it.